Welcome back, everyone, to the Dream Careers podcast. I'm your host, Craig, and today we're going to be tackling a topic that might be a little bit uncomfortable, but it's something that needs to be said. Stop taking career advice from your friends and your family. Now, don't get me wrong with this, right? I love my family and my friends. They're supportive, they're caring, and they always want the best for me. But when it comes to my career, they don't always know what's best for me. And here's the thing, neither do your friends or your family when it comes to your career. Their intentions are always good, but too often the advice they give is based on limited experiences, outdated knowledge, or worst of all, fear. So in today's episode, I'm going to explain why the advice you're getting from your loved ones may be holding you back, and why it's so important to seek guidance from the right sources, particularly if you want to take your career to the next level. So let's jump in, explore why sometimes the best career move you can make is to stop listening to everyone else. Now, let's start by acknowledging something really important here. Your friends and your family care about you. They want to protect you. They want you to be safe. They want you to be secure. But here's the catch, right? Their advice is often rooted in their own fears, biases, and own experiences. If they've always had stable jobs or followed traditional career paths, they may encourage you to do the same. If they've never taken risks or built their career, they might discourage you from stepping outside your comfort zone. Now, it's not that they are intentionally trying to steer you in the wrong direction. It's just that their worldview is based on their own experiences, and that they don't have the full picture of your potential or the opportunities out there for you. So let's say you want to start your own business and quit your job, and you tell a family member. They might say something like, "Hey, that's too risky," or "Why would you leave your steady job?" Well-meaning advice like this is grounded in their own comfort zone and their own perception of what's safe. But what they're not seeing is the growth potential that you see. What they don't understand is that success often requires risk and stepping out of that safety net. So when you follow the advice of people who haven't been where you want to go, you risk missing out on opportunities that could truly accelerate your career. Now, one of the biggest problems with the advice your friends and family give you is that it's often fear-based. We've all heard the warnings, right? Like, don't take risks or stay in your comfort zone. You don't want to end up broke. These statements come from a place of love and concern, but they're deeply rooted in fear. The problem with fear-based advice is that it limits you. It makes you hesitate. It makes you second guess yourself. And ultimately, it holds you back from making bold moves in your career. Fear-based advice keeps you stuck in the same place, afraid to take the leap towards something greater because you're worried about failure or the wrong move. But fear is a poor guide for decision making. If you're constantly listening to the voices of fear, you'll never get to experience the incredible things that can happen once you push past that fear. That's when growth and success really happens. They barely come from being comfortable. And if you're playing it safe all the time, you yourself are limiting your potential. So it's time to stop allowing fear to dictate your decisions and start seeking advice from those who can help you think outside the box and push you to take calculated risks. Right, now, I know what you might be thinking, hey? But Craig, my friends and my family, they just want the best for me. And don't get me wrong, I believe that they do too. But it's important to realize that not everyone is equipped to give you career advice, especially if they've never been in your shoes or where you want to be. So what do you do instead? You seek guidance from people who've actually walked the path you want to walk. You need mentors. You need coaches, industry leaders, and people who are currently achieving what you want to achieve. This is where professional advice comes in. People who have the expertise and experience to guide you, that are not based on emotion or fear, but based on real world knowledge and strategy. These are the people who can give you the actionable insights, the hard truths, and the necessary push to break through your barrier. For example, right? If you're looking to make a career change, talk to someone who's successfully navigated that transition. It's like when you need to find a mentor who's been there and done that, who can guide you through the ups, the downs, and everything in between. It's important to seek out the people who've already achieved what you want and listen to what they have to say. It's also important to find a group of like-minded people who share your vision, who are on the same path as you. These are your like-minded professionals who are also working hard to make a name for themselves. You can learn from each other, exchange ideas, and better yet, support one another. Now, let me be clear on something here. Mentorship has been one of the biggest game changers in my career. Looking back, I can confidently say that it's the guidance of the right mentors that have helped me transform from someone who was working in a simple job like a lifeguard all the way to a C-suite executive, earning multiple six figures annually. When I started out, I had no idea. I didn't exactly know how to navigate the world of business or career progression. Don't get me wrong, I had ambitions, but I didn't know how to make them a reality. So when I found mentors who had been there, who had been where I wanted to go, they didn't sugarcoat anything. They told me the hard truths. They helped me recognize my weaknesses, and they pushed me to develop the skills that I didn't even know that I needed. The key was that they didn't tell me what I wanted to hear. They challenged me. They asked the tough questions. And most importantly, they helped me to avoid costly mistakes that could have derailed my progress. Now that's the true power of mentorship. It's not just about the advice, but it's about the guidance, the accountability, and the opening of your eyes to possibilities that you wouldn't have even considered on your own. A good mentor can help you avoid pitfalls, and they can also help you accelerate your success by showing you the path, sometimes in ways that your friends and family simply cannot. One of the biggest reasons that people continue to take advice from their friends and family is because they feel comfortable with it. It's familiar. It's easy to listen to people who already know who you are because you trust them and you don't want to disappoint them. But the danger in sticking to the status quo is that you'll never grow beyond your current limitations. Now, if you're always playing it safe, always seeking the approval of those who don't have the knowledge and experience to help you advance, you are boxing yourself in. Truth is, success rarely comes from sticking to the same old advice. It comes from taking bold, intentional action, stepping outside of your comfort zone, and embracing the possibility of failure as a learning opportunity. If you want to break through to the next level in your career, you've got to be willing to challenge the advice you've been getting and make decisions that are aligned with your own dreams and your ambitions. Stop seeking validation from those who don't have the full picture. You are capable of so much more, but you need to start listening to those who can help you expand your thinking, not just confirm your fears. So you might be asking after all that, how do I find the right sources of career advice? Now, the great news about this is it's not as hard as you might think. First, identify people who are already where you want to be. Are they successful in an industry you're interested in? Do they have a role title that you aspire towards? Do they have the knowledge and the skills that you want to develop? Do they have a Rolodex of contacts that you want to be amongst? Second, start attending networking events, workshops, and coaching sessions where you can meet these people. Don't be afraid to reach out and ask for advice. Oftentimes, many successful people are more than happy to share their knowledge and give back. Now, lastly, consider working with a career coach or a mentor, someone who can help you navigate the path ahead, who can give you a clear roadmap and accountability towards where you want to go. A good coach can help you clarify your goals, give you a clear roadmap and an action plan, and like I mentioned, the accountability, not just to think about it, but to do, to move you forward. Remember here that your career is your responsibility. It's your responsibility to seek out the guidance that will truly move you forward. Don't let well-meaning, but ultimately limiting advice hold you back. So there we have it for today, guys. Thank you for joining the Dream Careers podcast. And I hope that this conversation about the importance of seeking the right career advice has sparked something in you. Stop taking career advice from people who don't understand your journey and start seeking advice from those who can truly help you get to where you want to go. If you've enjoyed this episode, I would absolutely love for you to share it with someone who may need to hear this message. It's time to take control of your career and start listening to the right sources. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you next time for more insights to help you build the career you've always dreamed of. But until then, keep pushing, keep learning, and keep seeking the right advice. You've got this.